Alright, before we jump in, if you love music history, weird industry drama, and the kind of random knowledge that makes you sound smarter at parties, subscribe to the channel. It really helps. And it tells the algorithm we're serious about these deep dives. Now let's start with a simple question. What is the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, really? Because depending on who you ask, it's either the Vatican of rock music, a legendary museum full of priceless artifacts, or a mysterious organization that somehow keeps forgetting Iron Maiden exists. The truth? It's kind of all of that. Physically, it's a museum in Cleveland, Ohio. Inside, you'll find guitars worth more than your car, stage outfits that probably still carry the scent of the 70s, handwritten lyrics on crumpled paper, rare photos, tour posters, and the kind of memorabilia that makes music nerds emotional. But it's not just a museum. It's also a Hall of Fame. Every year, artists, producers, songwriters, and pioneers get inducted in a ceremony where legends congratulate other legends. Think of it like the Grammys, except with more speeches about legacy and fewer confusing pop categories. Now here's where things get interesting. There's only one official rule to be eligible. An artist must have released their first commercial recording at least 25 years ago. That's it. No sales requirement. No chart requirement. No must-have won 3 awards clause. You could have released the strangest EP in human history, and as long as it dropped 25 years ago, you qualify. But of course, that's just the technical rule. Behind the scenes, the committee looks at impact, influence, innovation, originality, cultural shift. In other words, did you actually change something? Did you move music forward? Or were you just the soundtrack to one summer in 1987 before vanishing into a cloud of hairspray? And here's the part people forget. None of this is objective. There's no formula, no magic equation. It's humans. With opinions, strong ones. And that's why things get messy. Take Eric Clapton. He's the only artist in history inducted 3 separate times. First with the Yardbirds in 1992, then with Cream in 1993, and finally for his solo career in 2000. 3 ceremonies, 3 speeches, 3 trophies. At this point, he's basically the Hall's Employee of the Month. He's not alone in the multiple induction club. Each Beatle was inducted solo after the band. John in 94, Paul in 99, George in 2004, Ringo in 2015, and Stevie Nicks made history as the first woman inducted twice, once with Fleetwood Mac, once as a solo artist. So clearly, the Hall loves legacy. But this is also where the debates begin. Because if it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, why are artists like Run-D.M.C outcast, Donna Summer, Whitney Houston, or Kraftwerk in there? Here's the Hall's argument. And honestly, it's a beautiful one. Rock and roll isn't just a genre. It's a spirit, a cultural movement. It grew out of rhythm and blues, gospel, country, folk, funk. It later blended with electronic music and hip-hop. These sounds didn't evolve separately. They influenced each other constantly. So when they induct someone like Run-D.M.C or Donna Summer, they're honoring the way those artists shaped popular music as a whole, not just guitar-driven rock. And that makes sense. But now we have to talk about the other side of the story, the snubs. Every year, the internet lights up over the same names. Iron Maiden, Metal Giants, still not in. Linkin Park, newly eligible and already called one of the biggest omissions. The Smiths, Joy Division, Pixies. Bands that shaped entire genres, still waiting for an invitation. Why? Because the Hall is subjective. It's a room full of people deciding what history looks like. And sometimes, history gets filtered through personal taste, politics, timing, or whatever mood the committee was in that week. It almost feels like a family drama. You know that one relative who everyone secretly respects, but somehow never gets invited to Thanksgiving? That's Iron Maiden. Every year, fans get hopeful. Nominations drop. And then it's like, they inducted who? Over Maiden? Again. At this point, it's practically a seasonal tradition. But here's the thing. Even with all the chaos, the arguments, the memes, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame still matters. Because it's a living archive. It preserves not just artists, but moments, movements, revolutions, the soundtrack of entire generations. And the ceremonies themselves? They're emotional. Artists cry. Old bandmates reunite after decades of silence. Sometimes musicians share a stage for the first time in 30 years, just for that one night. It's nostalgia, closure, celebration, legacy. Which brings us to the big question. What actually makes someone Hall of Fame worthy? Is it album sales? Innovation? Longevity? Cultural impact? Some artists changed everything with one record. Others built decades of consistent brilliance. Others broke rules and redefined what music could even sound like. In the end, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame isn't perfect. It forgets people. It sparks debates. It makes questionable choices. But it also reflects how music evolves. Rock isn't just Chuck Berry and Led Zeppelin. It's Aretha Franklin. It's Tupac. It's Kraftwerk. It's Patti Smith. It's Nirvana. It's Dolly Parton. Yes, even she made it in. It's a story that keeps expanding. And now I want to hear from you. Who do you think deserves a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Who's the biggest snub? Iron Maiden? Linkin Park? The Smiths? Someone else entirely? Tell me in the comments. Let's argue respectfully about music history. And if you want another great music story after this, check out the video already up on the channel about the unexpected partnership between Rihanna and guitarist Nuno Bettencourt. It's one of the strangest, coolest collaborations in